Hello, hello. Hi, this is Nina Erjavik, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And for Tip Tuesday, I would like to share with you the 2025-2027 in colors. So, give me a second. I'm going to switch you to my tabletop so that we can get started. So, hold on. Now, let me get you into my phone holder here. So, look away for a second. There, how's that? All right, perfect. So here are our in colors. You see cloud cover. This one here is Darling Duckling, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger. And then the markers are not featured in the catalog. However, they are online. They are an online exclusive, so you can see the colors there, the markers, and the blends. So remember that our markers do have a brush tip and a writing tip on all of our markers. And then the ink pads. Switch over to the ink pads here for a second. Secret Sea, Darling Duckling, Strawberry Slush. Now, Strawberry Slush probably looks familiar because it used to be in our line several years ago. Probably a lot of years ago, actually. But it came back, and it goes perfectly with these colors. And then we also have Timid Tiger. Now, on our sheet here, you can see that cloud cover is missing. It is not in an ink pad currently, and I'm not sure that it will be by the time these retire in 2027. But there is a workaround. What happened is the ink is not playing well with our foam pads. They tend to work better with the felt pad. So in order to get a workaround with that, you can purchase an ink refill, of course, in the color of cloud cover, of course. And then you can also purchase these empty or not inked 1 inch by 1 inch ink pads. Now these ink pads are the felt top, so that that ink will work better with the felt. Actually, it's a linen covered, not a felt. But you can also put some re-inker on a paper towel or a piece of felt to make your own makeshift. Now, will it be the same color as, say, the marker? That's yet to be seen, but you might be able to get it pretty close. So that's just a workaround of not having the pad. But you can also take the brush tip marker to your stamp and ink it up that way, huff on it to put a little bit of moisture in it, and then stamp accordingly. So you could do that as well. So, but they ink up beautifully, the colors, and then of course the brush tip and the marker, the writing tip are here. So yeah, so now let's do some color comparison. Now with the color comparison, I am going to show you several different colors, because a lot of people say, well, that looks like a lot of colors that we used to have. But I want to show you, this is Secret Sea. This is our new in color. This is Blueberry Bushel, which is current. This one here is Night of Navy. It's also current, but you can see how much darker that the Secret Sea is than to any of the others. And yes, this is a blue. Here is Midnight Muse, which is no longer our color. We don't have Midnight Muse, but we do have, let me see if I can find it over here in this other blue. We do have Misty Moonlight, so you can see that it's different. A lot of people are like, well, that looks like it's black to me. You know, Secret Sea looks black. Well, it is a dark, deep, almost nighttime blue, but here is black. So you can see that it is blue, not black. Okay? So let's take, so all these colors here, except for this one, are current. Okay? So it's just a nice rounded, deeper, darker blue. All right? And it's also a nice color for doing your sentiments as well. Instead of doing the black, which is pretty stark, you could also use the basic gray as your sentiment color too. But I'll show you basic gray here in just a second. But that one is Secret Sea. Then we're going to go to Cloud Cover. So this is Cloud Cover in the cardstock. Okay. This is Balmy Blue, which is current. I'm going to put it underneath so you can see better. Azure Afternoon. These are all current. Midnight Muse is not current, but Misty Moonlight is current. So you can see that it looks gray here, right? Let's take Midnight Muse away because these are all of our current. Now I want to bring in some grays. Oh, Marina Mist, you might think, oh, Marina Mist is an older color. But let's see what, no, I don't have the date on that, but it still looks kind of gray. So then we can bring in Smoky Slate. So now it's starting to turn more blue. Or look more, it's not turning, it's looking more blue. And then here's Gray Granite. And then this one here is your basic gray. So with the basic gray, it definitely looks blue. But of course, it's a cloud cover blue. Okay? So there is our cloud cover. Of course, we're going to take Marina Mist out because that is not our color currently. So here are our blues currently. Okay? Now, let's move on to Timid Tiger. Here's Timid Tiger. Some people say, well, that looks a lot like Pumpkin Pie. Yes, it kind of does until you do a side-by-side. And so Timid Tiger is a lot lighter. Here is Peach Pie, Calypso Coral. Let's put Timid Tiger on top. And then here's two older ones. This one is Tangerine Tango, still is different. Peekaboo Peach. And of course, Pale Papaya. So our Timid Tiger is definitely way different than any of these colors here. So let's take away the two colors that we no longer have. And Pale Papaya, the three colors actually. And so here is our lineup of oranges and peach colors. So I think Timid Tiger fits in quite well. Let's move on to Darling Duckling. Here's Darling Duckling. Lemon Lolly. Crushed Curry. Now, Darling Duckling is a dirty duck because there's Daffodil Delight. So, it kind of looks like a dirty duckling, but it is Darling Duckling. And then we have Bumblebee, which is a 2022 color. And then this one is Star Fruit, which I don't have the date on. So you can see the color difference. It's not, Darling Duckling is not of any of these colors here. Maybe a lighter, more muted color than this. But, so take those two out that we no longer have. And here is our yellow offering. So I say it pretty much rounds out our yellows. What do you think? Now, yes, it looks like a dirty duck right now. But when you put it with other colors, it will be a bright, vibrant yellow. And then here we go with Strawberry Slush. Like I said, this is a returning favorite. Melon Mambo. Flirty Flamingo. And then we have Petal Pink. And Pretty in Pink. Now these are all of our current colors. And then here's Sweet Sorbet, which used to be an in color. However, it is more of a red, I think, than a pink. So we'll take that one out since we no longer have it, but here is our offering of pinks. So there you have it. You have our colors, our in colors. Strawberry Slush, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, and then we have Secret Sea. And then we have, where is my, oh my goodness, it's here somewhere. cloud cover is, oh my gosh, oh, here it is. It's like, how could it have disappeared? Cloud cover. So there is our ink colors for this year for 2025, 2027. Now to show you the ink colors in a flat pearls. Look how pretty those are. Now I don't think the camera's going to actually pick this up, but they are like an iridescent. They kind of have like a pearlescent kind of look to them. I think it's more of a pearlescent than an iridescent. But, and those are in all 5 of our colors. They are the 2025, 2027 in color flat pearls. And you will find those in the catalog and online. I believe they're in the catalog. If they're not in the catalog, they will be online. So please, please, please check out the online exclusives. You can go to ninaurjavik.stampinup.net to see everything that we offer. And if you like this video, please give me a like and then share so that you can see more things. And you know what? Just say hi to me when you find the video and tell me what you're liking and what you would like to see more of. So, have a great day, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.